Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Math and Art Time with Mrs. Idas. Today we're going to be doing a very special project. It's our masterpiece of the month, and it's going to be called Fall Harvest. Now, this project today is inspired by Paul Cezanne. He is a famous French artist, and he used to paint and represent still lives. Still lives are things like fruits in a bowl that people paint, and one of his most famous works was called Fall Harvest. He painted things like pumpkins and apples, pears and grapes in order to represent the fall. And today we're going to make a masterpiece representing the fall, just like Paul Cezanne. So today you're going to need your black construction paper, your big orange piece, your purple, green, yellow, and red pieces, which are about the same size, and your little brown rectangle piece. So let's begin. I'm going to save this black piece of paper as my background, and you'll see why in a little bit. First, we're going to start with our orange piece of paper. Now, I'm going to use a marker to sketch, but I would really like for you to first use a pencil. So in case you make a mistake, you can erase it. I need to use the marker so you can see it on the video better. If I use a pencil, you won't be able to see. That's why I'm using my marker. But you go ahead and get your pencil ready. Okay, let's begin. When I think of fall, I think of pumpkins. Pumpkins are a big part of the fall harvest. So in the center of our page, we're going to make a nice big oval. And then we're going to make a curve to the left and a curve to the right. But today I'm thinking of a big pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and come to this side and make another curve to the left and one more curve to the right. You can see that it is a big pumpkin. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to just cut the outside curvy lines of my pumpkin. So we're going to cut around the curvy parts of our pumpkin, just like this, around and around. Do not cut the lines that are going up. We don't need that. Okay, here we go, around and around. We want this to be one whole piece of a pumpkin, just like this, around and around. And you can see I turn my paper as I go. There we are. So there is a pumpkin shape. If we turn it around, we'll see it's definitely the shape of a pumpkin. We will be making details on the back. Great job. So put your pumpkin to the side, recycle that paper, and now find your red. With this red piece of paper, we're going to turn this rectangle into an apple. How are we going to do that? With shapes, of course. So here is your red piece of paper, and it needs to be vertical. At the bottom, we're going to make a rectangle shape. So 2 lines down, a line across the top, and a line across the bottom. Excellent. Now we're going to come up a little ways, and we're going to put a little dot. From this little dot, we're going to make a circle on the left and a circle shape on the right. Now, this doesn't look like an apple. Not yet. Are you ready to see what we'll do next? Okay, so Paul Cezanne used to use shapes like this and then make curves around them to form the shape of something he wanted to paint. And that's what we're going to do right now. So from the top, you're going to make a curve around the apple, go in slightly, and then make a curve around the rectangle, go in and up and around. Now, we're going to cut on this outside curve that we've made. So let's do that together. Don't cut on the shapes, just on the curve line that you made. So cut around the curve line, around and around. Not the shapes, just the curve line you drew around the shapes. Around and around. Underneath the triangle, a rectangle, I made a little bit of a curve as well. Now, when we flip it over, ta-da! We have the shape of an apple made from a rectangle and two circles. Isn't that amazing? So let's put that apple shape to the side. Now find your yellow piece of paper. Okay, we are going to turn this rectangle into a pear. How are we going to do that? We're going to use our shapes, of course. So make sure that your yellow paper is vertical. And with your pencil, we're going to draw a big oval that's horizontal at the bottom. So you're going to make a nice big oval. And now we're going to make a vertical oval going up and down. So make another nice big oval. And now we're going to make an outside curvy line around these two ovals to make the shape of a pear. Watch this. So come from the top, curve down, around, back up, and to the top. Okay, can you see it? I can pretty much see the shape of a pear. So let's cut on the outside lines. Ready? Start on the outside line. Turn your paper as you go. Make sure your shapes are nice and big, so we have a big pear. And turn it, cut around the edges, back to where you began. Okay, now when we turn this around, ta-da! We have the shape of a pear. You know, artists, animators, this is what they do all the time. They use shapes as a figure base to guide them. And this is what you're learning today. You are becoming such great artists. Now let's go ahead and get our green, and we'll place it horizontally. And in our green, we're going to make a lot of circles, okay? So starting at the corner, you're going to make one circle. And then we're going to come up kind of diagonally in this direction. We're going to make two circles. 1, 2. Then we're going to make another 2 circles. 1, 2. Then we're going to make another 2 circles. 1, 2. And here in the middle, we'll make one more. This almost looks like a cluster of grapes, doesn't it? So let's do our art technique and go around the shapes, making a curved line, around and around the circles, almost like you're drawing a cloud. Good job. And let's go ahead and cut on those curvy lines. Please remember, if the video is going too quickly for you, pause. Take a minute and come right back when you're ready. So cut on the curvy lines. All these circles already remind me of grapes, don't they? Cut around and around. Great job. Around that curvy line. See how we can use shapes to make base figures for art? This will become a bunch of grapes, believe it or not. Excellent. We're going to do the same thing on the purple piece of paper. Okay, friends? So we're going to start at the bottom corner. We're going to make a circle, and then a circle down and up, and we're moving in a diagonal line. Another circle, another circle. Keep going. 1, 2, And now one in the middle. Excellent. Now we're going to make that curvy shape around all of the circles like a cloud shape, remember? Around, 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 and around. Now we're going to cut on the line around the circle shapes. These are just the base for our figure. So cut those circles, curve shapes around and around on the line that you drew. You can use your other hand to help you cut around, 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 and around. Very good. When we flip it over, we have another kind of grape bunch shape, and I'm going to set that to the side. Now you have your little brown piece. This part is much quicker. This part, you're just going to make a curved line at the top. That's all you need to do right now. And then you're just going to cut that curve at the top. Easy. Set that to the side. Now, we need our black background to glue our pieces. So you're going to need your glue stick for this step. All right. So the first thing we're going to glue is the big pumpkin and the stem that we made, because we're going to do something called overlapping, okay? So here's the side with the lines, but I do not want to see this side at all yet. So this is the side where I will be placing my glue, okay? Before I glue the whole thing down on the black piece of paper, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue at the bottom of the stem, like this. I'm going to put it at the top of the pumpkin, like so. Again, this is the side I do not want to see just yet. So this is the side with the lines that I'm going to put glue. So go ahead and put glue on this side with the lines. We're going to make some other details in a little bit. So put enough glue and then turn it over and place the pumpkin up close to the top. Not exactly on the top, but very close. And then press down. Excellent. Very nice. Now here comes the part where we add some details. Get your brown crayon. And now here in the stem, we're going to make a spiral shape at the top, like so. Then we're going to put 1, 2, 3 lines down, like the details of the vine. Great job. Now we're going to connect these corners to each other. So first we're going to come to this middle piece, and I'm going to follow this curve down to the bottom, like this, and this curve down to the bottom, like that, because we know pumpkins have ridges. Here's another, so I'm going to match it down in a curve, and down on this side in a curve. Now, I'm going to get my orange crayon, and I'm going to give this pumpkin a little bit of texture with some shadowing. So I'm going to take this orange, and I'm going to color over this brown line a little bit, and I'm going to make like these zigzags here. It's hard to see in the video, but I'm going to do that on all of the lines. All to the right of the lines. Trace it and make like a little zigzag color on the right, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And in person, you'll see the wax become kind of shiny, the wax from your crayon. Beautiful. Excellent. Now we're going to start layering the other fruits that we've made. So let's get our apple. Again, we don't want this side. This is the side where we did our sketches with shapes. So this is the side that gets the glue. So put the glue on the back of your apple, and now you're going to overlap here on the pumpkin. So press it down. Great job. Get your brown and color a little stem here at the top and a little bit at the bottom where the flower bud used to be. And then on this side of the apple, we're going to use our red, and we're going to give that little zigzaggy kind of shadowy shape on the side of the red. It's almost like you're making a little shadow line where the light is hitting from this side, so we see shadows. Very nice. Now we're going to get our pear. Here's our pear with those two ovals. We don't want to see the ovals, so we put the glue on this side. So put the glue, flip it over, and now we're going to overlap the pear onto the right side of the pumpkin. Oops, just like this. Press it down. Get your brown. We're going to make the little stem at the top, and of course where the dry flower bud used to be. With our yellow crayon, we're going to do a little bit of shading on this left side of the pear to give it a little bit of dimension, just like this. You'll see it better in person. Okay, now we have our grapes. We have green grapes and we have purple grapes. So I'm going to use my green grapes and I'm going to put glue on the side of the shapes. Nobody wants to see the sketch. And these will overlap here by the apple. So press it down. And we're going to do the same with the purple. So put the glue on the back of the purple side and press it down. Overlapped shapes. All right, just like this. Now, we need to add the parts of the grape, all the little circle parts. So with green, go ahead and make some nice big circles inside. Follow the curves first. So wherever we have a curve is where we're going to first draw a circle, where all the curves are, kind of how we started at the beginning. Everywhere there's a curve is where we make a circle first, like this. And here, like such, and here. Good job. Now inside, we're going to make some little curves in the empty gaps. So it looks like our cluster of grapes is overlapping. So first make some little curves, like this, from circle to circle, and just keep working your way in, making curves. And curve, and another curve here. Now it looks like a cluster of grapes. We're going to do the same with our purple crayon on the purple side. So now you're going to get your purple crayon, and we're going to start by tracing the paper where the curves are, making circles. Circles, circles on the outside, circles, circles. All of the outside figures, curvy figures, get circles first. Circle, and another. Great job. Now we need to connect these as we did with the green. So curves first around the main circles. If you need a curve in the middle, you can do that as well. Curve, curve, curve. Keep making some curves towards the middle. These will look definitely like a cluster of grapes. Beautiful. Now, every artist knows that we must write our name at the bottom of our artwork. So what's really neat about a black background is that we can use a white crayon to write our name on the bottom. So go ahead and write your name nice and neatly on the bottom in the middle with your white crayon. And voila, you have created a fall harvest masterpiece of the month inspired by Paul Cezanne called A Still Life. Congratulations, friends. That sure was a lot of work. I can't wait to see your beautiful artwork on Flipgrid Friday. Happy harvest. Bye.